All right. I introduced yesterday.
That's I don't even know why I'm going to be
Good morning. John.
Ryan Tarantino.
I'm Ryan. Move on. What? Did you? No. No.
John, I want to give you a letter to
John, come on, buddy.
All right, as advertised yesterday, this is kind of a neat opportunity. One of the things that I said to him yesterday, I was kind of half joking, is if someone's going to pay you to stay out of school for a year, they're probably going to listen to you more than just some average teacher who just kind of has an idea. And so again, as I said yesterday, the biggest problem you might end up having is if you walk out having kept your mouth closed. So if you have an idea in your head, if you have a response, if there's some spark of energy, make sure you let it out and just don't hold it in, because this is probably the only chance you're going to get to share some of those awesome ideas that you have. So.
All right, so we'll introduce ourselves first. I'm Mrs. Purcell. I'm the physical education teacher at Highland, but this year I'm on the 21st Century Innovation Team.
And I'm Mrs. Murphy. I'm the principal of Cook Hill, and I also was a step teacher. I might have had some of you in Highland or Parker Farms.
And I'm Mrs. O'Donnell. I'm an infotech teacher right now I'm at Rock Hill and Moses White Beach, but I used to be at Highland, and I was a classroom teacher before that, and I recognize some faces from a long time ago.
So before we start, I just want to ask you what school you went to so we can kind of figure it out. How many Highland students are here? I recognize most of the faces. Cool. How many Parker Farm students? How many Cook Hill? How many Yalesville? Anybody didn't go to elementary school?
Other side of town?
Oh, I'm from Virginia.
Oh, you're from Virginia, so.
Where are you from?
Meriden.
Okay. Meriden? New Britain? Meriden. Okay, very cool. Well, we're excited to be here. One of the things that we're doing as a group is we're going out and we're talking to parents and to teachers and to businesses and to administrators to kind of find out, and we're going to schools to visit to find out what are the best things that are happening in schools and what kinds of things we can bring back to the Wallingford schools. So we're not only visiting schools in Wallingford, but all over the state. We've gone to some schools out of state. So we need to talk to students because really school's all about students. So we have to find out from you what things you like, what things you don't like, what things you wish were going on in school, that kind of stuff. So kind of start thinking about that in your mind.
And we do have a survey coming out in a couple weeks, so if you do forget to say something or have a good idea after we leave, you can express it on the survey. That should go out to your parents via email. It'll be on Twitter and Facebook, and it'll be on the district webpage too. So if you have another idea later on, you can express it through there too.
You can always tell one of your teachers to email us.
And they can email us also. All right, so let's just start with this class right here. What's the best thing that happens in this class? What is the thing that you like about it? Yes?
I like how we're treated as young adults rather than students, when we're being lectured on
So-
to do, you know what I mean?
So being treated, but exactly how, what is Mr. Boger's student?
We're able to think on our own
Okay.
rather than being told what to think.
Okay.
I like that we're able to use blogs and post things about us, and even maybe not even about us, what we think and stuff.
Okay.
I like how if it's a project that he assigns, you can't you don't have to do just an essay. You can do a video about it.
So you get choices?
Yeah.
I like the P-Day.
What?
The P-Day project on Fridays.
Tell us about it.
On Fridays, we work on the computers and we research something that we want to research. It's sort of like a project, but it's really long.
And you get to choose?
Yeah, we get to choose what we want to research.
Is every Friday working on the same project for a while, or is it just,
Right now, we're just deciding what we want to do.
okay?
Back here?
I like being able to use like all the different types of technology, like we'll be using the netbooks or the computers or like the lab or something,
Mhm.
mostly every day.
Did you have a question?
Yeah, you get to express your creativity in this class.
So do you feel pretty special that you get to be in this class?
Yeah.
Seems like that.
I know you're gonna ask questions.
Well, how
We're just
about,
starting.
how about if somebody just said to you as a group, design the perfect school, what would it look like? What would you be able to do? What would some of the things that would be really important, to help you learn? What would some of those things be?
Being able to get like more fresh air, or like, not have to like sit in a desk for 6 hours.
Okay.
So getting up and moving around a little
Yeah.
bit?
Yeah, we don't like that either.
Yeah.
It would look like this classroom.
It would look like this classroom. That's quite a compliment, yeah.
We'd have like either a study hall or a flex every day to finish our homework before we go home.
Okay. Yeah.
More lunchtime and more opportunities at lunch, I guess.
More opportunities at lunch?
Because at lunch we have to we can't sit with the other people on the other team.
Okay.
So
So more freedom? More freedom is what you're saying?
Yeah.
More like hands-on projects and stuff like we do here, not just sitting there listening to a teacher talk or doing worksheets.
Well, normally, like, when we come to school, there's, like, so much, like, bullying and stuff like that. And, like, there's really no way to stop it other than, like, I feel like people bully because they feel like that's something they have control of. So rather than having control set to, like, one or two people, like teachers, I guess sometimes we feel bullied by teachers because they're the ones that are telling us what to do. So maybe we can have more, like, discussions openly with the class rather than just being told what to do.
Yeah.
Making the mandatory reading more enjoyable, because like my sisters have read the same like high school mandatory summer reading like every year,
So more choices, I think,
Yeah.
is what you're saying.
like a wider range of
genre.
Like more tech friendly, like in here.
Mhm.
Anything specific that when you say more tech friendly? Anything specific?
Like being able to like email our homework in
Okay.
to our teachers.
What's the best thing about technology?
You can do things really quick.
Okay, so it's more efficient.
Going like on what he said, like being able to like bring in your own device, so like be able to use, like say you have an iPad, you can able to like type something out on that and email it to your teacher.
We're actually going to go next week to a school in New Jersey where all the students, it's a high school, not a middle school, but they do bring their own device and everything right on it. So we'll see how that kind of goes. Yes,
I feel that technology is more organizable.
it's easier to organize. I'm with you. I like to do.
Normally, like, when you bring your own device, like, the problem is, like, kids want to, like, play their own games and stuff. But, like,